And just by putting this strategy in play for myself, I drastically was able to increase my prices. So great question that I just got from somebody in our Offline Sharks Facebook group community. Shark had just gotten a website client and he's asking, how much do I charge? And this is a common discussion and question that's always asked in our group because it's usually different for everybody. Now, I know a lot of people out there tell you to just charge $5,000 per website or $3,000, and it seems like the pricing is almost arbitrary. And I'm here to tell you that there are other ways to go about that. Number one, things can be more personal and based off of you and your specific situation. And so your pricing might be very different from me and my pricing, right? I have a lot of clients and maybe you have none, or maybe you have a lot and maybe somebody else that we're comparing to has just a couple. Well, the amount of money that you need to charge and the level of your skill might be very different. So I feel like, and I subscribe to the idea that pricing isn't the same for everybody across the board. It's not a one size fits all. And I found out a very creative way to figure out my pricing based off of pre-qualifying my customers. So that's what this video is all about. I'm here to talk about pre-qualifying your customers. Give me a like if you already are pre-qualifying your customers, or if you just want to learn more about pre-qualifying your customers, because I can tell you that the moment I started pre-qualifying my customers, I figured out that I was charging a few $1,000s too low than what I was actually worth, or at least the perceived value of my products and services. And if you want to pre-qualify, you can go ahead and do it. It's really easy to do. By the end of this video, I'm going to show you how I pre-qualify and how you can do the same. It's a very easy, straightforward process that a lot of people overlook. I don't think a lot of people even know about it, but we've been doing it for years. So here's the process, or actually, better yet, let's break down the old process, right? The old process is you get somebody who's interested in, we'll just stick with the topic, websites, but this can be applied to anything that you're offering, can be applied to SEO, ads, reputation, social media. We use it for all of those. The way that we pre-qualify is probably different than most people. Now, when you get a new customer, the old way is by saying your price. They ask you how much is your service and you just give them a price. But what we do is we go through what we call a discovery process. And the mechanism for the discovery process is by our discovery forms on our website. So let me pull up my website here. And you can see this is my agency website. If you go to nickponte.com, you can find me. Or if you just Google search Hawaii SEO or Maui SEO, you can find me in the #1 position. Shout out. But anyway, the way that we pre-qualify is we have discovery forms on the top of our site. Now, when we get a new customer, instead of just telling them our price, what we do is we say, thank you for your inquiry, and this can be done through email or phone or whatever. The first place to start in our web design process is by going to our website and filling out the discovery form page. That way we can get a better idea of what's going to go into your project and give you a more accurate quote or price assessment. And what that does is it allows you to flip the script on the entire prospecting, sales, lead generation situation. Because if you go to our discovery forms and you hit the website discovery page, what you're gonna find is a simple questionnaire, right? Company name, address, phone number, email, basic information. This is stuff that we have to do anyway when we bring on a client, right? We need to know more about them, their business, and also their project. And even for running ads or SEO, our discovery forms are a little different for each service because the objective is twofold. What we want to do here is, yes, gather information about the client and their job, and that will allow us to, yes, come up with a better website, or take this information and create paid advertising campaigns, or know like the core mission, values, and beliefs about their business, and we can translate that into whatever we're marketing. That's what this form does. But it also tells us how much their budget is. And we do it in a unique way. So I'm just gonna put some placeholder content here, some demo content here for you guys, so I can skip ahead. I want to show you what it looks like in the section where we ask about their budget. So of course, more questions, right? I want this site to be built around brand awareness for my brand. I want it to target business customers. I want it to target people in their 30s. My clients come to me because I offer excellent service. And you can see how all of that is useful information for marketing. And then when you scroll down, we have things like top 3 competitors, show us their websites. We also have a question that says, what is your budget for this project? And then we give them a range, 3,000 to 5,000, 5,000 to 10,000, and 10,000. Now, I didn't start at these price points, right? I gradually increased, but I did start out by having these little bubbles at different areas where I felt like I was worth the price. So when I set them now to 3,000 and 5,000, when people land on this discovery form page, if they're just kicking tires and they only have $500, they're going to quickly see that our lowest website is $3,000. They don't have enough money for us. They're probably going to leave us alone. And that's going to save us a lot of time. You'll quickly find that getting your time wasted is so annoying. But if you can pre-qualify, when people know that you charge at least $3,000 to $5,000 and they're prepared to make that investment with you because you've already made it clear, it's an entirely different experience. Now, the other thing is there are a lot of bigger businesses out there or successful companies that are willing to pay more for the problem being solved. And if they do not have a website, but they have a awesome product, and that product is worth $10,000 per sale, and they know that if they just have a website, they could at least do 3 sales a month. Well, solving that problem for them is going to be very valuable, and they might let you know that their website is worth a $10,000 project. And so the first time that I put this strategy into play, I got a $5,000 to $10,000 project, and I had never gotten a website sold for that price before. I quickly realized that I was leaving money on the table. So give me a like so far if that's some valuable information to you. If you got some value out of this pre-qualification process, I'm gonna put a link in the description of this video for you to get my software that I created, where I have all of my discovery forms set up for you. So you can take my plugin, put it on your website, and you can have your own discovery forms, and then you can start pre-qualifying people instantly. So link in the description of this video, like the video if you're gonna start pre-qualifying, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm going to always come out with great content about what I'm actually doing here within my agency to get more clients and obviously raise my prices and deliver excellent quality work. So I didn't ever sell a website of that magnitude before, and now I started to sell them pretty regularly because I was not very good at doing sales, right? I saw people online talking about doing high value sales, and I'm like, I was nervous. Like I couldn't do that type of thing. But what I can do is learn how to do really good quality websites or hire people that can help me do good quality websites. And just by putting this strategy in play for myself, I drastically was able to increase my prices. So the process continues. Once they fill out this form, then you go ahead and look at their information, do some analysis, look at their top 3 competitors that they've given you, look at the examples of the websites that they looked at. And then if you're building the website yourself, ask yourself the question of, how long would it take me to build this website? Or how much would it cost for me to build this website? Maybe you're outsourcing. So maybe you would go to your developer and say, how much would you build this website for? You now have that information to ask him, how much would it cost to get this project built? Maybe he says $1,000. That way, you can mark it up 25%, 30%, whatever it is. But that way, once you have this data, it changes the entire dynamics of your prospecting client getting strategy. So again, this is the new way. The old way, for me, I lost a lot of sales. I underpriced myself a lot, and you will quickly see that when you start to get your skill level higher, as you become more and more of an expert in whatever you are doing and whatever you are selling. Like back in month 6 of learning how to build websites, I couldn't charge $10,000 for a website. I was a beginner. But as I continued to do it, my skill level got better, and it was very difficult for me to increase my pricing. And this was an easy way that I found to increase my pricing, because when I got to expert level status, I should be charging expert level status pricing. And for me, a not natural born salesperson, it's just really difficult to raise my prices. And this was a very easy, subtle way of implementing what pricing strategy I should try to extract out of the business relationship. And also, it really helped me to cut down on wasting my time with tire kickers, because if somebody isn't going to take the time to fill out this simple discovery form, it takes you like 3 minutes, then they're probably not that interested in becoming a client of yours. And so when somebody hits me up and they ask for my price, I just say, I can't give you my price. I have to look at your project. Go fill out the discovery form. And they say, well, what about just a ballpark? I mean, what do prices like this normally cost? Nope, go fill out the discovery form. I have no idea. Every project's different. Every customer we bring on is different. The pricing is always different. And if they won't go fill it out, then they're probably not going to be a good customer. I mean, I can tell you right now that in a customer business relationship, you're going to have questions for them. They're going to have questions for you. And you being able to ask them questions and them them give you good results, or maybe you have something that they need to do. Maybe they need to create content for you. Maybe they need to get their media files for you. And if you tell them to do something and they can't do it, then that's a red flag. That is a big red flag. And I usually don't like to take those clients on. So we start out by pre-qualifying. If somebody fills out the form and they have the budget, they're probably going to be a good client. Not for sure. I mean, there are other variables for sure, but those are the 2 first steps into bringing in good clients. So you guys, again, if you got anything out of this video, hit the like button, subscribe. And then if you want my discovery forms, go ahead and hit the link in the description of this video or on the screen, and you can go pick them up. They're on a special sale right now, and it's only going to be discounted at this price for a couple of days. So you'll want to go check that out right now. I'll see you in the next video.